Thousands of people have come together to voice their anger and frustration
Black lives in America seem to be taken for granted.
in support of the Black community after the violent death of George Floyd. Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor reignited the fight against systemic racism. Down the road, when the protests slow down, how do we make sure the movement doesn't become a faded memory and instead a path to real change? It starts with our actions.
The question should be, what should we do? What is my responsibility? And not look for somebody else to give you the answers.
And non-Black communities are asking how they can help.
Doing your own research is so crucial. How did we come up with this immigration policy, this point system? What was it before? Who was denied? Who was allowed? And who advocated to allow for Black and racialized communities to all live here? But what else is the history in terms of truth and reconciliation, in terms of Indigenous people?
Educating children about racial equality and debunking myths about marginalized groups is a first important step.
How we educate? How do we teach them about history? How do we teach them about privilege? How do we teach them about power? What is in the curriculum? What is included? Whose experiences count? Whose knowledges are valued? Whose voices are being heard?
The education system is only one area.
It's also what we model as adults, right? So for kids, you can't just say, do as I say, not as I do. What shows they're watching, which books you pick up, which books they're reading. For racialized children, do they see themselves reflected in those books? These are all very important cues that kids pick up on.
This also means listening carefully and using your voice as a non-Black ally.
Call out anti-Black racism when you hear it. So at the dinner table, at a family gathering, at a family event, and you see it with non-Black communities from other racialized communities. And for white allies, using your privilege and your platform to speak out against racism.
This can also be applied at workplaces where diversity, inclusion, and equal representation may be lacking.
You can use your power to say, we are going to prioritize hiring a Black person, and not just as a token and not just for them to carry out race relation at the employee level. If you hear something, you could file a complaint. You could work with your organization.
If we want to see real change, Day says get involved.
Get your hands dirty, fighting for justice.
This can also mean supporting Black business owners and donating to charities that support anti-racism, health, education, and other initiatives within the Black community. Day says change is multiplied when we see examples of it in people who are in power and leadership roles, and also looking within many structures of our society, such as the healthcare system, the government, and of course, the policing system, a focal point of criticism that hit its boiling point following the death of George Floyd. Brady and Day both feel that while the death of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and many others can't be taken back, we can look at this moment in history as another chance to revisit the pain the Black community lives with.
Black Lives Matter!
And actually help create real change for future generations.